Welcome to the 9 News Business Buzz. I'm Ryan Frazier. Running a small business in Colorado has always required grit. But today, employers are facing big headwinds. The sheer cost of keeping their workforce housed and healthy. The new 2026 Pulse poll from the Colorado Health Foundation shows historic anxiety over the cost of living and long-term affordability. For Colorado's 750,000 small businesses, that translates directly into hiring challenges and drained consumer spending. Joining me to look closer at the data and what it means are Katie Peshek with the Colorado Health Foundation and Hunter Nelson, Colorado Director for the Small Business Majority. Katie, Hunter, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us, Ryan.
Thanks for joining me. You know, you all do great work at the Colorado Health Foundation. I want to get into that Pulse poll, Katie.
Sure.
Let's start with that. Now, give us the rundown. What are the key takeaways from this year's poll? And what does it tell us about the daily reality for everyday Coloradans?
Yeah, so the Colorado Health Foundation launched the Pulse poll in 2020. So this is our 7th annual year of doing the poll. And what really was top of mind for Coloradans this year is affordability, as you mentioned. 85% of poll respondents talk about the cost of living, the cost of housing, and healthcare as serious problems that are facing our entire state. And we even asked poll respondents a question around, are you concerned about your ability to live in Colorado in the long term? And 75% say they are. They're concerned about whether themselves or future generations are going to be able to afford to live in Colorado. So we think it really speaks to affordability as a defining story of our decade here in Colorado, and that it really is impacting every facet of residents' lives all across the state.
Yeah, now Hunter, I want to bring you in here. We've just heard the numbers Katie's laid out. Now, for small businesses operating in Colorado right now, what is the on-the-ground reality of trying to hire and retain talent?
Yeah, small business owners want to offer competitive wages and benefits, but they're also being squeezed by higher operating costs as well. So while their workers are struggling to afford the basic expenses of living, healthcare, housing, childcare, they are also struggling to offer those competitive wages and benefits because we're expecting a double-digit premium increase next year for offering small group health insurance here, economic uncertainty and tariffs and all these things that they're kind of compounding on our small business owners. They're unable to offer those competitive wages and those benefits that create quality jobs for our workers. So when workers can't afford to live in the communities that they work, they're going to move elsewhere. And we're seeing that through the result of the poll, that Colorado is becoming so much more unaffordable. And something I hear consistently from small businesses is that they struggle to attract and retain a qualified workforce. They lose folks to go to larger corporations who may be able to offer those benefits and wages, and then our small business owners lose out.
Yeah, now Katie, nearly half of the respondents are putting off medical care just to pay the bills. How is this delay in basic care eventually going to impact our workforce health and overall productivity?
Sure. I mean, Ryan, as you mentioned, we asked poll respondents, what sacrifices, what trade-offs are you having to make to be able to afford living in Colorado? And the majority said that they are delaying medical care, dental care, and mental health care to be able to afford other aspects of their life, like housing and child care and just basic costs. Definitely has, as we know, an impact on what it's like for them as workers. I mean, being able to access affordable health care has a direct impact on whether you're able to participate in the workforce, participate in our community. It's a struggle for small business owners and for workers. I mean, those are really critical services, and if people feel like they can't access them because of cost, it has a cascading impact on their life.
Yeah, it's so true, and I tell you, you said it earlier, this whole idea, this theme that we've just kind of seen this affordability theme play out over the past number of years through your Pulse poll. I think it says something not just about what's happening today, but what's been happening for a while here in Colorado in terms of this continuous, if you will, creep of increasing costs and challenges, if you will, to pay for the basics. Hunter, I want to come back to you. 73% are cutting back on entertainment and recreation. Now, for me, as a small business owner and someone who works with a number of companies across the world, right, when I hear things like that, people may say, well, who cares? You're not going to the movies as much. For me, it says something larger, right? We're talking about people cutting back on discretionary spending, which obviously in the U.S., consumer spending is a huge, if not, I think, the biggest driver of our economy. How is this massive drain on discretionary spending hurting our local experience economy and small retail businesses?
Yes, this is something I'm hearing from small business owners across Colorado, regardless of geographic location, is when your business centers on offering a quote-unquote non-essential service, so something for fun, right, like in entertainment or recreation or retail, when folks are struggling to afford the basic expenses of living, they are going to cut back on that spending, and that impacts the ability for those small business owners to bring in that cash flow. And when they can't have that cash flow, we see possibly layoffs, reducing their workforce or freezing hiring, stripping benefits that they may have offered those before, and now they just cannot afford to, operating on such thin margins. Or in worst case scenario, seeing them close their doors as well. And this is especially pertinent in our rural communities across Colorado, who we live in such a beautifully geographically diverse state that has so many opportunities for outdoor recreation, and these businesses are built around that. And so when tourism and recreation decreases and folks are spending money there, their businesses feel the consequences and suffer as a result.
Yeah, I want to give you both a shot at this last question because this is the business buzz, and we certainly care about our economy, we care about business. And you all are here not just to identify, the challenges that came out of the poll, but perhaps maybe even make some suggestions as to what people can do for the small business owner that might be watching right now who is struggling to navigate these costs. Do you have any actionable step or a resource that they can tap into today? Let's start with you, Hunter.
Yeah, so I always say that we are so lucky to live in a state that has a strong small business and entrepreneur support ecosystem. It's just a matter of finding those resources. So we have resources like SCORE or a local small business development center who often offer low or free cost business coaching, mentoring, and technical assistance. We have a number of mission-driven organizations like Small Business Majority that provide similar things as well. So I really encourage folks to tap into those local resources. They can help you create a plan if you have to tighten your budget. If you're trying to market to recruit a workforce, they can really help you find out how you can do that most effectively because they all have unique business models. So I would suggest really tapping into those local resources that we have here at free to no cost for entrepreneurs during this time.
Katie, anything to add to that?
One of the things I would add is that, another thing that came out of the poll is that respondents are looking to government and politics to be able to solve some of these issues. So as we look to a midterm election in just a couple of months, that's definitely something we're sharing with candidates, and it's going to be an important piece as we welcome new leaders to Colorado.
Can I add one more thing on that? That small business owners, polling consistently shows that they are our public's most trusted messengers. So their voices really matter in policy conversations regarding their business and supporting their communities. So I always encourage small business owners to get involved in those conversations because your voice really matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or unaffiliated. Everyone supports small business.
Yes.
All right, the health of our workforce and residents is the health of our economy. And right now, the high cost of living continues to put immense pressure on all three. Katie Peshek, Hunter Nelson, thanks so much for joining us and bringing your insights on this critical data. We look forward to having you back on in the future. Coming up at the 11 o'clock hour, we shift our gears from the problems to some of the potential financial solutions. The U.S. Small Business Administration is rolling out massive new loan guarantees and a technical grant program. Regional Administrator Justin Everett joins me next to explain how to get that money for your business. For the 9 News Business Buzz, I'm Ryan Frazier. See you soon.